Korean drama villains never fail to make our blood boil. Their deceptions, crazy antics, and evil plans constantly hinder the main characters, and yet they are an indispensable part of the plot. There are villains so cunning that they leave the audience shivering in fear. And today, let's take a look at the scariest villains in K-drama land. Number 1. Jang Han-suk and Choi Eugen, Vincenzo. At first sight, there seems to be nothing to fear about this duo. There's Han-suk, the happy-go-lucky personal assistant of the female lead, and Myung-hee, a former attorney who seems all good-natured, with a liking to Zumba dancing. However, we can't judge a book by its cover. And the two turn out to be the epitome of evil. They murder without blinking an eye, and to them, justice is trash. They happily dance together when people perish, and the death counts under their hands can surpass even the worst serial killers. Jang Han-suk, in particular, even hurt his own flesh and blood. He murdered his own father to take over his company, as well as physically beaten and emotionally abused his half-brother. His greed for wealth also pushed him to produce an addictive pain reliever drug, which can cause cancer in long-term consumers. Yet Han-suk couldn't have done it all without the help of Choi Eugen, who happily covered his tracks and encouraged the guy to go further. Fortunately, the two get what they deserve in the end. A final dance of fire for the dancer, and a drill to the heart for the heartless monster. Number 2. Munzo, Strangers from Hell. A dentist played by the handsome Lee Dong-wook seems straight out of a dream, but in Strangers from Hell, his character Munzo is more like a nightmare. When he was first introduced, Munzo seemed like a normal man compared to the eccentric residents of Eden Studio.
안녕. 뭐 하세요? 아무래도 여기 사람들이 되게 이상한 것 같아.
오빠가 너무 예민한 건 아닐까?
He's portrayed as attentive and caring at his clinic, and even sympathetic and supportive to the male lead. But we soon find out that Munzo is a total creep, who spies on the main character through a peephole, and was behind all the gruesome murders at Eden Studio. His sense of art is also completely screwed, and it was eerie to watch him take the teeth of his victims to add to his collection. The worst thing about this villain, though, was that he actually succeeded in his goal. He managed to gaslight the male lead and turned him into a similar monster.
다 죽이라고 그놈의 새끼들. 지옥에나 떨어져 버려. 나는 계속 함께하는 거예요.
With all the blood on his hands and a creepy obsession, it's needless to say that Munzo is the kind of villain we don't want to find ourselves up against. Number 3. Taigu, Voice. We can already feel our goosebumps rising upon the mention of Taigu, who is perhaps the most iconic villain of all time. Rich, handsome, and played by the brilliant Kim Jae-wook, Taigu is a charismatic character who people would trust, love, and even root for. However, despite his mask as a respectable businessman, Taigu is utterly sick in the head, and probably doesn't have a heart with all the cruelty he has committed. His insanity streak first appeared when the character was a child, and was worsened by his father covering up his crimes. Later on, he grew to become a serial killer, who enjoys torturing his victims and watching them beg and cry for their lives. Taigu can be described as a cat who likes to toy with its food, driving excitement from watching people wallowing in pain and misery. It is just pure frightening to witness a full-fledged psychopath in his element. So back out from Voice if you have a weak heart. Number 4. Bick junkie, Save Me. Let's take a break from all the killing, shall we? After all, there are villains who are freaky even without blood on their hands. Save Me is overall an uncomfortable drama to watch. It's stifling, creepy, and gloomy throughout. For a realistic thriller series, it feels more like a morbid horror film. And we have to thank the main villain of the drama for that, as Bick junkie, or Father Bick, is just downright terrifying. In the series, Bick junkie is the charismatic leader of a religious cult, who is all smooth-talking and caring in appearance. However, his cult is actually full of brainwashing, gaslighting, manipulation, and torture. Under Bick Junkie's control, the cult implements strict punishments to those that disobey, locks up their members, as well as takes advantage of hurt people, and turns them into devoted and mindless followers. He is also a creep who tries to marry the underage female lead, under the guise of for the greater good. Instead of murder, Bick Junkie breaks his victims mentally. He makes them worship and adore him, despite taking away their everything. It's impossible to miss this man when talking about K-drama villains. Number 5. Choi Eugen, K2. This final case is a bit of an exception. While all the other villains have the audience on edge wishing for their defeat, Choi Eugen of K2 manages to make viewers root for her, and even ship her with the male lead. This woman is cunning, ambitious, and does not hesitate to take down all that stands in her way. She hides her emotions in her smirks and sharp gazes, and seems like a selfish and evil woman that terrifies even her husband. Eugen also has the greatest weapon in her hand, information, and used it to her advantage, taking control of even the most powerful politicians. But that's not all there is to this incredibly complex character. She actually pities her victims, but continues on her path. She locks up her own stepdaughter as a hostage because she wants her husband to never leave. Even her life seems unimportant in light of ambition, as this woman is ready to blow herself up to get what she wants. And Choi Eugen went out with a bang, both literally and in the audience's heart. So that's 5 Korean drama villains that are super terrifying to watch. Do you agree? Are there any other villains that you want to add to this list? Just comment down below. And if you want to see more videos like this, like, share, and subscribe to bbalidrama. We'll come back soon. See ya!